Gambling problems can co-occur with other behavioral health conditions. As a matter of fact, they often do. So when somebody has a gambling problem, we can expect that they will likely also have other behavioral health issues: depression, anxiety, trauma, ADHD, maybe even bipolar disorder.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. No, dude, I was doing coke, man. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's not funny either. I was bad on it, dude. I was getting high every day for like 6 months, bro. Dude, I'll be honest with you guys. In a 6 month period, I had 2 days clean.
Gambling is defined as risking something of value, not necessarily money, but usually money, on the outcome of an event that is decided at least partially by chance. Now, some gambling is skill-based gambling, for example. And they refer to skill-based gambling as games that you can learn and you can become better at, like poker or blackjack. And then there is chance-based betting, which is more like your slot machines and games of pure chance, the lottery, for example. The clinically significant impairment, as indicated by 4 symptoms or more in a 12-month period. So the person needs to gamble with increasing amounts of money in order to get the same rush or feeling. So this is akin to using more of the substance to get the high. Is restless or irritable when attempting to cut down or stop. We see the same thing in substances. Has made repeated unsuccessful efforts to cut back or stop. Again, see the same thing with substances. Is often preoccupied with gambling. In substance use disorder, we say the person spends more time thinking about preparing to use, using, or recovering from use.
Get fucked. You guys like that? Oh, bonus drop, bonus drop. Hold on. Twitter. Settings. Offers. How many? Oh my god, how many E's is that? How many E? 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Guys, I got a bonus code. I got it in. I'm one of the first ones to get it. Watch this. How much is it? $5! Alright, fuck Apex. We got a $5 bonus code. Popped up on my Telegram. Let's go, guys. $5. Free $5.
Often gambles when feeling distressed. After losing money gambling, they return to get even.
Yeah! Oh my god! Holy shit. Oh my god, I needed that.
Lies to conceal the extent of involvement with gambling. Has jeopardized or lost a significant relationship or career as a result of gambling. And relies on others to relieve financial problems.
Dude, somebody please help me, bro. Dude, somebody please fucking help me, bro. I know one of y'all can help me, bro. I know somebody out there can help me, man. I am in a lot of fucking trouble right now, dude. I'm in trouble, dude. I'm in trouble, man. Oh my god, I call my mom, dude. She's the only person that'll help me, dude.
Remember, of these 9 diagnostic criteria, the person only has to have 4 of them in a 12-month period. Warning signs. Now, these are a little bit different than diagnostic criteria because they are effects or consequences of the gambling. They are probably going to have difficulty sleeping. They also may have a change in their eating or sexual behaviors for the same reason. When the HPA axis is activated, the body says, you know, it's not really the time to eat right now. Or, on the other hand, we need to eat so we can continue to fuel this engine and keep going. So some people overeat, some people undereat. And sexual behaviors, libido may drop kind of through the floor, or the other end of it, when people are losing a lot at gambling, they may engage in sexual behaviors to try to get some sort of rush, some sort of relief. People diagnosed with pathological gambling, 73.2% had additional addictive disorders. Now, that may be a little bit skewed. For some people, it was tobacco, but they also saw an increased rate of cocaine.
No, dude, I was doing coke, man.
Methamphetamine and alcohol. 50% had a diagnosable mood disorder, and 61% had a diagnosable personality disorder.
I am such a fucking moron, dude. I am such a fucking moron. Oh my fucking god, dude. I am bleeding. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my fucking god, dude. That did not just happen, dude.
People who have both a substance use disorder and pathological gambling or gambling disorder have high rates of ADHD. So it's all a matter of degree. How much problem is gambling causing this person in their life, and how much control do they have over the behavior? Can they stop? Healthy, functioning adults who fall victim to easy access, poor judgment, and a misunderstanding of the odds. And this is really important. There is a lot of magical thinking that happens in gambling and superstitious reinforcement, as behaviorists would call it. So it's important to recognize that some people may start gambling and they win a few times and they think, hey, I'm on a roll and I can't be stopped. Well, guess what? It's going to come to an end. You're going to gravitate towards the mean, as they say. Mood disorders, according to some studies, are often the result of gambling and not the cause, especially for people who are biologically male, who often engage in gambling as a means of socialization and as a means of relieving boredom.
What makes you relapse? Oh, dude, just boredom, complacency.
As many as 20% of people with gambling problems, not just gambling disorder, but gambling problems, have ADHD. They are also likely to have a number of concurrent issues such as addiction, emotional lability or emotional dysregulation, chronic boredom, and inadequate social skills. These are all things that we can screen for when people present in our office. People who regularly emotionally dysregulate, people who have emotional lability, are at a high risk for a lot of issues. So we should be screening for that. People who are chronically bored are at a high risk for addiction and addictive behaviors, among other things. So we do need to screen for that. Risk factors for developing problem gambling or gambling disorder. If somebody has a big early win, that surge of endorphins and dopamine is just incredibly powerful. And it can drive a person to chase that high. It's the same sort of thing that happens when people use drugs for the first time. They get this surge, and forever after, they're often trying to chase that high. They're trying to get that same feeling they had the first time. A poor understanding of randomness. And randomness is a mathematical concept that people need to understand, that you're going to win sometimes, you're going to lose sometimes. But ultimately, all of these games, even the skill ones as well as the ones that are totally chance, have an element of chance in them. Another risk factor is a stressful life with a lack of support and direction around the time that the gambling began. Some people have said, okay, you know what? I see that alcohol is destroying my family. I'm not going to drink. Or they may not be able to access alcohol or drugs or something else, but they can access gambling. They can get online and play games of chance. And it may start out as something that they're not actually betting money on. especially for the younger people, they may get an app that they are playing with fake money. They get tokens or whatever, but they're not actually using real money. And they get hooked on that. And then they move on to finding ways to spend actual money to increase the tension and release. If somebody has supportive friends, that's a protective factor. It protects against boredom as well as distress. If they have hopes and dreams for the future, if they can focus on something in the future, that can be a protective factor because it gives them something to work toward. However, some people, again, double-edged sword. They can have hopes and dreams for the future because they're watching these influencers and they're watching whatever shows online, and they're thinking, I want to have this $10 million mansion and this Lamborghini and this whatever. And those are the dreams for their future, which they know they're not going to be able to ever afford based on their current job. So that may put them at a little bit more risk. So if they have realistic hopes and dreams for the future, that's a protective factor. If they're doing well at work, if they're getting some of their esteem needs met at work, if they are financially secure as a result of doing well at work, then they may be less tempted to gamble. If they're using support or other coping skills rather than escape to deal with distress, if they know about randomness, and if they're able to set limits on betting, if they're able to say, okay, I'm going to gamble with this much money, and then if I lose it, I'm done. We also want to recognize that gambling does not occur in a vacuum. So there are likely a lot of marital, family, and relationship issues the person is dealing with. They found that there is an increased risk, an increased rate of child and spousal abuse or domestic violence among people with gambling disorder. Well, let's think about why that might be. They're gambling, and when they're with their family, they're not able to gamble, which makes them irritable. So that's one thing. But they also may have lost money, which is more common than actually being super successful at it. So they've lost money and they're stressed out, and then the spouse or may question where the money went, or just they're on edge. They are totally stressed out about the financial predicament they're in, and they tend to emotionally dysregulate. It's not an excuse. It's just we're talking about the neurobiology of what's happening. So we want to recognize that when people are already under significant stress, that it's going to increase the risk of child and spouse abuse. They may be struggling with issues related to separation or divorce. Their significant other may have said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore, which can lead them to feelings of anger, of grief, of guilt, of depression, anxiety. There's a whole host of feelings that may happen when the separation or divorce they know is the result of, at least partly, the direct result of their actions. But even if it hasn't gotten to the point of abuse or divorce, there is almost always chaos and dysfunction within the family, because just like with other addictions, the person with gambling disorder is hiding what they're doing. They are being secretive, and that causes a lot of turmoil within the family. Additionally, just like with substances, a lot of money's going somewhere, and the rest of the family doesn't know where it's going. Just like with other addictions, the gambler may have stolen or borrowed a lot of money from various family members and created tension and resentment. And help them learn how to prevent vulnerabilities. We know that part of addictive behavior involves obsessing about something, thinking about it a whole lot, and feeling the need, feeling a compulsion to engage in the behavior. We also know, based on recent research, that sleep deprivation contributes to ruminations. When people are sleep deprived, they are significantly less able to stop unwanted thoughts. So, one of the vulnerabilities that we really need to address in people with addictions is sleep. And that's not only developing good sleep hygiene and, trying to get good sleep, but also addressing things like sleep apnea.